50 Cent has just dropped a bombshell. He claims to have footage linking Diddy to the murder of Tupac Shakur. Now Diddy is scrambling to contain the fallout. His lawyers have filed a cease and desist with Netflix to try and block 50's documentary. And if that wasn't enough, rumors say 50 is now receiving direct threats from Diddy himself. The tension is reaching a boiling point, and the world is watching every move.
So this is what Diddy doing, y'all. All right, the diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. All right, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docu-series that 50 put out on Netflix and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, all right, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people shit in the mail. He'll send a nigga to blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay shit is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docu-series on his demon ass, bro.
Diddy knows there's only one person who can bring him down, 50 Cent, and he's ready to fight back. After nearly 2 years of digging, Netflix released 50 Cent's documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, on December 9th. In this explosive 4-part series, 50 Cent exposed Diddy like never before. Every alleged crime was broken down piece by piece, backed by eyewitnesses, former insiders, industry veterans, and never-before-seen footage. For years, the public only heard rumors, but now the full story connects the dots in ways Diddy never saw coming.
I'll accept it. Need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
No one knows exactly how 50 Cent got hold of this explosive footage. One thing is clear, Diddy never saw it coming. The tapes show his most private moments, from plotting with his lawyers to silence witnesses, to interviews with the victims themselves, revealing how Diddy tried to pay them off. And the most shocking part? This is footage that Diddy desperately tried to bury.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
The most shocking part? 50 Cent isn't finished yet. In a brand new interview, he confirmed he has even more footage ready to expose Diddy's lies. Rumor has it, a second part diving deeper into Diddy's alleged involvement with minors will soon hit YouTube. The music world has turned its back on Diddy ever since revelations surfaced that he was behind the hit on Tupac and played a role in Biggie Smalls' death. Someone who once called Puffy a close friend. From the 1994 Quad Studio shooting to the infamous East Coast-West Coast feud, Diddy was allegedly at the center of it all, and both Tupac and Biggie suspected as much.
So let's start at the top with the hotel video, which I did a double take because I thought, wait a minute, isn't this 50's documentary? What is he doing with video from inside Diddy's hotel room, which clearly looks to be sanctioned by Diddy? It almost looks like Diddy was shooting a documentary. He thought this whole thing might go away and just wanted to have some really good content for afterwards. How the hell did this video get in the hands of 50 Cent, the arch nemesis of Diddy?
Well, I think it was delivered legally, supposedly what they're saying. I think what happened was that when he did this video in the hotel, he was probably thinking that he was going to probably be acquitted and he was going to probably get out and he could probably run back his last days that before he got arrested so he can use that for some footage later on.
Puffy never had the same raw talent as Biggie or Tupac, and jealousy burned inside him. At the time, Biggie was the biggest star on Bad Boy Records. When Diddy saw Biggie and Tupac getting along, he realized he couldn't let that friendship continue. The documentary suggests that when ordinary methods failed to keep the two apart, Diddy chose a more dangerous path. That's when the 1994 shooting occurred. On November 30th, Tupac was robbed and shot multiple times in the lobby of Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan during a late-night session. Official reports called it a robbery with protecting Diddy during this time, and he witnessed everything happening behind the scenes. He knew Diddy's jealousy was real and that he was the one manipulating events that ultimately led to the tragic deaths of Biggie and Tupac. The shadow of those losses still hangs over the music industry today.
My favorite thing about 50 Cent's Netflix Diddy documentary is how he built a timeline off of this information. And one of my favorite parts of this documentary is them really getting into the timeline of events when it comes to Tupac and Biggie. And it really gives us a lot of perspective from people that were close to the situation, and a lot of people allege in this documentary that they believe that Diddy was very jealous of Tupac. And they pretty much go through everything from the quad incident and Tupac believing that Puffy was behind it, like he said in the Vibe interview. And they lay out this whole timeline of the downfall happening perfectly, in my opinion.
After Tupac's death, Diddy's career soared. He was the one who gained the most from Pac's tragic end. Over time, Diddy realized he no longer needed Biggie, and eventually, Biggie could even become competition. Multiple insiders say the dynamic between Diddy and Biggie had already begun to change. Biggie was building his own power, his own influence, and his own independence, and that made Diddy uneasy.
I think that hate stemmed from wanting to be him, idolize him off, he idolized Tupac because you got to realize when a woman looked at Tupac, they probably wanted him. Puff wasn't getting that type of fever from girls. You understand what I'm saying? Puff had to use his money. Puff had to use his position in order to get women. Now, I seen him with some bad joints, and I used to look at them like this, like.
After Tupac's death, the East Coast-West Coast feud reached its peak. Biggie was facing death threats and constantly felt like danger was closing in. The tension in the hip-hop world had never been higher, and every move felt like it could be life or death.
Insinuations in the past. They played video clips of, Sean Combs being asked in prior interviews in the 90s and 2000s, do you know who killed these men? Did you have any involvement? He's always denied it, to be clear. These are just allegations. But yeah, that was really, really shocking. And one of the sort of a little bit more of the backstory behind his alleged involvement with Tupac was that a lot of the interviewees in the documentary were saying that Biggie, who was signed with Bad Boy and who was really close with Diddy at the time, was starting to form a friendship with Tupac, and they were getting really close. And a lot of the interviewees were saying, in their view, Diddy didn't really appreciate that.
What Diddy probably never saw coming was who would turn against him. After Tupac's death, it was Diddy who pushed Biggie to fly to LA, even though Biggie feared something bad might happen. Diddy even insisted he attend a party there. And after Biggie's tragic death, Diddy rose to become the face of hip-hop and one of the most powerful music executives in America. Kirk Burroughs, co-founder of Bad Boy Records, confirmed these shocking details.
Right now, how much are you exaggerating with you now as a rapper when people coming to get you?
I ain't exaggerating at all, man. That's real, son. That's real, yo. I ain't exaggerating at all, man. The more money you make, the more problems you get. And jealousy and envy is just something that comes with the territory, man. A lot of people, it's just negative energy, like my man Puff say. It just surrounds you. It makes you depressed, so.
The evidence in this documentary is unlike anything seen before. Investigators say it could even trigger a new probe into Diddy's involvement. The challenge? Finding witnesses willing to come forward. The one person who could turn the tide is Keith D., also known as Dwayne Keith. Keith Davis, a former Southside Compton Crips member, was charged in connection with Tupac Shakur's 1996 shooting, and he's the person Diddy allegedly hired for the hit. The stage is set for explosive revelations.
The interview that Puffy did with Fat Joe where he was talking about Biggie in his last moments in LA, and he told Fat Joe that he didn't want to go to LA, he actually wanted to go to London. But Biggie, he was the one that wanted to go to LA, and he was the one that was pushing to go to LA.
That's not true. My name is Kirk Burrows. I ran Bad Boy Entertainment. I helped co-found it. I created the company with him. I raised from general manager to president. And at that time, I put all of those business plans together. And Biggie didn't want to go to LA. Ended up going. What got him out there was a week ahead of time to ease him into the whole award show. He may not have wanted to go to London, but was talked into it. First time ever a rapper of your stature getting this treatment. That would be something he would be interested in doing, but he was easily talked out of it by Sean so that they can make an appearance.
Puffy knows that any spotlight on his crimes could make his sentence even worse. He's been working frantically behind the scenes, trying to get Netflix to pull the documentary. His lawyers have sent multiple cease and desist notices, claiming the series is defamatory and could harm the ongoing investigation. But everyone can see through it. Puffy is scared, and the fear is clear for the world to witness.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
Here's the twist. 50 Cent got all of his footage completely legally. He knew Diddy had been recording material for a documentary he planned to release after getting out. Diddy's big mistake? Trying to rip off his own videographer. When Puffy refused to pay his editor, 50 Cent saw an opportunity and stepped in, buying the footage himself. That decision set the stage for the explosive revelations to come.
It's not surprising that Sean Combs and his team are not happy about this, okay? Which now we go back to the C&D letter, the cease and desist letter that Combs' lawyers sent to Netflix's chief legal officer. That's what I want to focus on now. Okay, so according to attorney Michael Tremonti, they had already sent a cease and desist letter to the streaming service in July of 2024. This is before Combs was even indicted. But now they send this new letter on December 1st, the day before the documentary was set to be released, and essentially calling it a hit piece. Quote, "First, Netflix's promotion of the program as a documentary is fundamentally misleading. In truth, the program is a hit piece. It was conceived and produced by Curtis James Jackson, aka 50 Cent, whose irrational fixation on destroying Mr. Combs' reputation is a matter of public record. The evidence of Mr. Jackson's vicious animus against Mr. Combs is overwhelming. He has been trolling Mr. Combs on the internet and social media for years and has made a career of attempting to defame, belittle, and provoke Mr. Combs and turn the public against him. We provided ample evidence of Mr. Jackson's avowed hatred of Mr. Combs in our prior cease and desist letter dated July 3rd, 2024, and since that time, Mr. Jackson's determination to take down Mr. Combs has increased dramatically. Simply put, there is no one less able to view any aspect of Mr. Combs' life and legacy through a fair and objective lens. Given Mr. Jackson's central role in the project and his declared objective of disgracing Mr. Combs, Netflix cannot honestly market the program as a documentary, as that term falsely suggests it is based on facts. Instead, the program is based on fabrications born from Mr. Jackson's personal vendetta against Mr. Combs. For this reason alone, Netflix must withdraw.
Things are about to get even darker for Diddy. Industry insiders say his lawyer was completely blindsided when it was discovered that Diddy had installed audio devices in rooms where legal strategy, witness management, and crisis planning were discussed. Once those recordings came to light, the relationship fell apart instantly. No attorney wants to risk their career or legal license defending a client secretly recording privileged conversations.
It's your bonds. Yo, man, how 50 get? Blah, blah, blah. Yo, Puff, take this self doing that. Let me explain something to y'all. All right? Whether it's NBAs, whether it's whatever. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity. So they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day.
50 Cent's documentary isn't just telling a story, it's shaking the entire industry. Fans, insiders, and the public are being forced to see a side of Diddy no one has witnessed before. Legal teams scramble, attempts at silence are made, but the truth keeps spreading, gaining unstoppable momentum. For decades, fear and loyalty kept people quiet. Now the question is clear. How long can Diddy hold control when every secret, every move, and every choice is exposed under the spotlight?